let's jump into the main first point of our synopsis, which is just to get a sense check of where we stand as an industry and how finance teams are actually spending their time. So I think a report published in the Business Wire recently highlighted that finance teams are spending about 120 odd working days, which is close to 40-50% of their time on repetitive manual finance operations tasks. And I mean, to that extent, this is just a snapshot from a industry article, but I would like to sort of throw it over to you guys. What are some of the traditional challenges, or what are the challenges that you guys have seen in traditional businesses, in each of your own experience? I'll probably start with ST, given the fact that of everyone on the panel, you have the most amount of experience working in the industry.
Yeah, I think I'm probably the best person to start this off because my previous company was the most traditional of all companies, right? It's doing, so Haisan Seafood was dealing in the trade of seafood trading and wholesale and seafood processing. So in this trading business, the volume of sales is voluminous, and with a lot of paperwork involved, it's just a massive headache for everyone in the team to deal with that voluminous amounts of papers. And to get them ready for audit at the end of the year is another challenge to be doing. So processes needs to be robust, needs to be streamlined, and then automation comes into play thereafter. So yeah, I think in a nutshell, this is definitely the key and topmost priority for traditional businesses out there.
Stefan, just wanted to also understand your lens, right? You're running a highly successful accounting services, corporate services practice. How have you seen traditional businesses spend their time on doing their finance?
Okay, I think this is interesting because based on my experience, a lot of businesses in Singapore, especially for SMEs and even for mid-cap and large-cap businesses, a lot of them are still paper-based and still very transactional-based. And one example that comes to mind is, I met this startup which they are selling computers where they piece it together and they sell it to the consumer market. So the business was quite a humble business when it started, and then after that, the business grew, but the systems didn't change, and everything was still very manual. And when we started going in to understand the finances and understand how the operations are being run, then we realized that they are still using Google Sheets to track their inventory, Excel and everything. Excel is good, but then for a business of their size, which is around 10 million in revenue, I think it's time to change. So what we saw is that when we went into the numbers and we realized that they actually had a lot of coverage from their inventory, because there wasn't proper tracking and segregation of duties. So from that, after we implemented a inventory-based system for them, and then after that, after track using RFIDs on the products and everything, so things started getting better, and the business benefited from there since. So I think this is something that is, in order for Singapore businesses to thrive and to be better, I think this is something that all businesses should look towards in modernizing their finance operations.
Thanks for sharing that, Stefan. So, just to summarize, some of the things that ST and Stefan mentioned is, closing your books, your audit process, trying to make sure that your AP is in check. Stefan mentioning how Excel sheets and spreadsheets are still being used even by gaming companies. What is your lens been like, given the fact that Xero is a highly successful decathlon across Asia Pacific, providing accounting software? How has your lens been?
Yeah, in fact, believe it or not, our largest competitor here in Singapore is probably Excel. Don't get me wrong, it's a great tool, but I think there's far too much time and energy being spent on creating templates and doing your manual bookkeeping and accounting within Excel, which is quite ridiculous in this day and age. And another aspect is really just getting paid faster. A lot of companies, traditional businesses, chase payments through bank transfers or checks, which really impacts the cash flow of the business. But I think they should be using e-invoicing and things like that, because especially for SMEs, I think regular cash flow is quite important because it really makes an impact on their business. And also for larger firms with multiple entities, they don't use adequate tools for reporting, forecasting, as well as analytics. So I think these are some of the areas where traditional businesses do that.